Hi, welcome to Mystery School Classroom, Episode 3. As I mentioned in our introduction, I work with some very gifted people. And today we're going to meet Kay Hall. Hi, Kay. Welcome to Mystery School Classroom.
Hi, John. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hey, oh, you have that sacred geometry thing by your computer too, behind your head.
I do. That's from Charles. Yes.
We're going to meet Charles Gilchrist in a couple episodes, but today we're going to talk about soul recognition work, and that's work that Kay and I have been doing for God since about 2001, so 12 years. And before
Yes.
that, Kay's teacher's right there behind me on the wall. That's Pamela Dickens, who is your teacher, and so I've actually been doing this for 30 years. And I don't have the gift that Kay has or my old friend Pam had. And as I was saying in the introduction, it's really important to know what gifts of the Spirit that you have and what gifts that you don't. So that's when I bring in my work with Kay. So Kay, uh, it's been really fun working together to do soul recognition work. You know, the whole idea, I know Michael Meade, one of my favorite teachers, once said that in Latin the word respect means to see somebody twice. And a lot of times when people are lost psychologically, they're looking for a part of themselves that they don't know that it's what it is. And that's when I use you as like my x-ray. And you have the gift to be able to look pretty much at the contract of a person's soul and what they agree to come in here to do and what that's really unique about who they are. Um, what stands out in your mind about the work that we've done?
What stands out to me is the profound impact that the information has on the person. That they're not. You see, when we're born, we are born with potentials, and those potentials are in the chart. I see the potentials of the soul in the chart, and but we're not always recognize it. We're not born knowing how to be our sun sign, for instance. Uh, that's why a lot of people will read the sun sign definition and they'll say, "Well, that doesn't fit me at all." And it's because you come in learning how to be your sun sign. You come in learning how to merge your soul with your personality, and your sun sign is your soul's potential. Your ascendant, the rising sign, is your personality. And I years ago I read Gary Zukav's book Seed of the Soul.
Oh, I love that book.
I know, and he explains the that true power is the merging of the soul and the personality. And so years ago, when I've done astrology for 30 years, but not the type, this esoteric soul searching astrology. That's about 15 years old for me. That I've come up with different ways that I interpret the charts. And Gary Zukav set me off with on that path with, okay, if I look at an astrology chart and I'm looking at that wheel, how can I help the person merge their soul, which is the sun, into their personality, which is the rising sign? And I combine all the planets and the moon to do that.
All the storytellers that are sitting around when you're getting born. You know, the thing that's really profound for me is that I always ask the person that I'm working with to believe nothing, just entertain the possibilities. And the cool thing is the confirmation. I guess, in the Catholic Church, it's a sacrament, but I went through
Right.
it, nothing happens there. But when you do this, you get absolute confirmation of stuff that you felt inside for a long time. And the aha experiences that happen are just really interesting when a person gets to understand that. There's a conversation between James Hillman, who's one of the best psychologists in the world. He's
Right.
pretty old at this point, but he's still wise. And Michael Meade, who I mentioned earlier, and
Mhm.
saying how it's really important for the reader of a soul to do a blind read. And the cool thing is that all we give you is a person's name, birthday, and city of birth. And you're able to take a look at all of that. See, that's why I can't do that. And I'm thankful that you're able to have that gift to work with me.
Well, Thank you. I appreciate the work we do together so well.
Yeah.
And yeah, you give me a first name. I don't even get a last name, but the first name, the birth time, and the birth date and the place. And it tells a story. It sort of jumps out of the page at me, and it's a different interpretation than most of the ones you're going to find in the books.
It's an ancient form. I was just reading in Alchemical Papers by Carl Jung. He did
Mhm.
7 references in here to older astrology and how it was a part of the culture, and it wasn't separated from astronomy until about 1400. And it's really interesting to see his work because um, his wife used to do. He would always marvel that his wife would have much deeper insights into his patients than he would, and it was because she did exactly what the ancient astrology that you do as well.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
In Memories, Dreams, and Reflections, there's a conversation between Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, and he's kind of asking him, Freud, do you think people are gonna like discredit me because I use this? And he goes, no, your reputation's way too good. And it's interesting when you study that time of Freud and Jung, like Freud supposedly invented psychology, even though it had been around for.
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what's been really fun to work with you on, Kay. And I was wondering, if we could put together if this is going to be used at some point in a college curriculum or in a classroom or by students, what would you suggest to younger people who are just beginning uh, to feel or respected deeply when they have an experience like this? What would you suggest that they study?
Do you mean astrological wise? Well, they study. I would think that they really need to know their moon, um, because the moon sign, besides the soul and that soul's path, in order to get to our soul, we have to understand our emotional makeup, and that would be in the moon sign. And I think the first thing they should study is the moon sign and how it relates to their sun sign and their soul's path.
Okay, our time is up, and we'll come back and do another one of these at another point. So,
That would be fun. Thank you.
for jamming with me on soul recognition.
Well, thank you.